9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Happy Friday, everybody. Have no fear. Your PR princess, your timeless elite is here. Hard to believe we're halfway through summer already. We're halfway through August. We do have a lot to cover because, of course, we have TNA Emergence tonight. We have AAA tomorrow. So there is a lot of wrestling, but thankfully, I'm not alone. I always love having her with me. She created Women's Wrestling Talk, and I would not be here today without her additional support. So I gotta give credit to our boss lady and lead woman, TK.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good.
TK. And
Happy
Beulah.
Friday.
Beulah's like, I need to come on too. Oh my gosh.
Beulah wants to wave.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Really?
she wants to wave.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I mean, it's hot and sticky in New Jersey, but we're just winging it.
Yeah, it's not as hot as it usually is in Los Angeles. Like 2 or 3 years ago, it was really like we had triple digits for like weeks, and now we only hit triple digits like this week. So I'm not complaining too much, but it's also just like, I don't know. I guess the world's coming to an end. We're just rolling with it.
Yeah, it's just pretty much because it's going to be humid the next couple days in the East Coast. So anyways, but we do have another person on today's live show. I am very happy to have her on. It's pretty much this is like her second week here with us at Women's
No,
Wrestling
I think today at the first week.
First week, I believe.
I don't know. Well,
It might be, but we are happy that she stayed on. And who says that you can't love pageants at professional wrestling? And I'm so happy to have Victoria back with us.
That sounds like a t-shirt idea, like pageants and professional wrestling all the same. I feel like there's something there. Anyways, go on. Sorry.
Me and listen, PR Queen has to like wordsmith it for us and make it like
me. I said if I ever get back into doing pageants again, that's going to be my next shirt. The next time I ever get another state title or national title, that is going to be my shirt.
There it is.
My favorite story was when I won Mrs. New York finally. I wore a shirt that said "Look, Mom, No Curse," which is a harkening back to the to Road Dogg. It was a shirt he wore because there was a famous story that no one in his family would ever have a title. So I was like, this is my shirt in this moment. And I rocked that shirt that night. I was like, woo, we did it.
You did post that, but also shout outs to people in the chat. Of course, shout outs to our producer from the future, Dylan. I mean, he has good eyes, by the way. Yes, Dylan, I did get my hair done today because it's Friday. Shout out to Eric Isaac in the chat, but we have good news. And this is Women's Wrestling Talk because we always love it when women in the wrestling world. And we want to give congratulations to the babe with the plan. Well, actually, the babe with the power bomb, Willow Nightingale, on being the latest cover girl for Pro Wrestling Illustrated's fall 2025 issue. Shout outs to her. This is a huge accomplishment. And this is actually the second female from AEW to grace the cover. Obviously, Toni Storm graced it last year when she was #1 in the top 100, 200 women of 2024. And now we get to see Willow Nightingale. But I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on the latest cover girl for PWI.
I mean, well deserved. Willow's been in the game for a long time. She's, she kind of did the indie thing. Her name was like, you couldn't talk about indies without Willow, and so it's well deserved. Her hard work in AEW, just in general, is like it's well deserved. She's been putting in the work. You cannot say anything about her that's not that she doesn't. You can't say that she doesn't deserve it.
Victoria,
100%. I totally agree, and I will say I do love the cover's little like play to Labyrinth. Because the baby with the power is like the baby with the power, I don't know, when I saw that, I was like, oh, I could start singing that song. So I love that. But yeah, she totally deserves it. Awesome to see her get this recognition, especially someone who was on the indies and was grinding for so long.
10
to
years.
finally be like getting some, yeah, right? Crazy.
It said she debuted February 27th, 2015.
Yes. My God.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to give congratulations to her, and she has had a very, very productive run. If you know her story throughout the independent scene, even getting into AEW, because she did work a few matches before officially being all elite. Of course, we know she had that match with Mercedes Moné for the inaugural New Japan Strong Women's Championship match. Former TBS champion. I still think she needs a rematch because she didn't get it, but that's a whole conversation to have. Also, she just inked a new deal for AEW, so she will be there in the long run. And I'm happy to see Tony Khan is now starting to ink some people that he has for the future, because as I mentioned last week, not many people can wrestle forever. Mercedes can't wrestle forever. Kenny can't wrestle forever. Tony can't wrestle forever. So it's nice that he is getting some stars that he does look at for the future in the next 5, 6, 7 years. And congratulations again to Willow Nightingale on this achievement.
I think the question is for our AEW aficionado is, are they using Willow correctly?
Here's the thing, and I said this on my watch along a lot, because this is where they did drop the ball on it, because I know she was supposed to be feuding with Marina Shafir, and I kept saying this in my watch along many, many times. They need to have a match. You need to give them a match, either at All in Texas, Double or Nothing. I was like kind of pushing for it, and I wish they did have a match because it was right there. Even when she came back at Full Gear last year, when she helped out her friend Orange Cassidy, those two were going at it, and I thought at least, okay, they need to have a match one-on-one. Give a match one-on-one, and let's see where this goes. And also, really, I don't even know what's going on, because Chris Statlander supposedly associated with Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir, and with Willow, I don't know where this story is going to go. I can't really put my finger on exactly how they're going to do this, but also with the fact, too, I know she's fighting with Tekla and the rest of the Triangle Madness, but I would like to see her back in the title picture soon, whether it be either the CMLL women's title. Actually, you know what? I would love to see her back in the TBS title, because like I said, she didn't even get a rematch for it. She didn't get a rematch, and I would love to see her back in the fray.
So here's the question now, follow-up question, sorry. Do you think, because say if Willow didn't end up signing with re-signing with AEW, do you think Tony Khan is re-signing her to keep her away from WWE? Because do you think there is a place for her in WWE?
With the way the loaded women's division is, that's going to be hard to do, because it's very loaded and it's very to speed. And also with the fact, too, if he didn't sign her, he would drop the ball. He would pretty much drop the ball on that, especially with the fact where we have seen, unfortunately, the list where people have been let go from AEW, and they have seen it happen. As Jeffrey said, I wouldn't mind seeing her be in NXT. It's just going to be hard because, like, what spot is going to be there, since they have a loaded women's roster. And we already seen what happened with Rizzo, because she's injured and she kind of has to work her way up because everybody's going so quickly. Because you have WWE ID, you have Evolve. They're hungry for challenges, and it's going to be very hard with very limited spots. So it's kind of like, where are you going to put this in? And especially since you brought in Blake Monroe, who is now, because we thought she was going to go towards JC Jane, she has a story with Jordan Grace.
Yeah, they're building that up too. Yeah, I don't, because it feels like, why? So again, it kind of goes into the whole money thing, right? Yeah. We all know Willow's amazing, but you know, the women's division is being underutilized, even though there's talent, right? So if you're gonna not use her correctly, but then re-sign her, and I don't want to take any jobs away from anybody, so don't, you know, it's not even about that, but just kind of like, what are you, like, do you have a game plan? Meaning, you know, you as in Tony Khan, because clearly he doesn't want to, he hasn't gotten around to hiring Courtney yet, but you know.
I wish, because honestly, honestly, if you saw my watch on the last couple weeks, there are so many ideas in my head that I could do with their women's division, because there's so many storylines that they could do, not just now, but like going into next year, because you're going to be back in Wembley. There's so many storylines that you could do. You could do Mercedes versus Athena for Wembley. You could do Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm, with the fact Jamie Hayter hasn't even wrestled in her home country at Wembley Stadium, with the fact that she was injured. She had to deal with so many things, but it's also about execution and who is the direct voice for that women's division in particular. And this is no shade towards Madison Rayne. This is no shade towards her, but they need a stronger voice to really understand how that feels, because you got a little roster. It's just, you need to put consistency in your storylines with their women's division, because he said this, and even Mercedes says this. You said you have the best women's roster in AEW. Make some stories. Make some stories happen. Even with what's happening right now, there are so many avenues that you could go with, and it makes me sad because Willow, and this is nothing against Alex Windsor, because even though she's my client and I'm happy, I just think Willow should have been in the TBS title picture. Like, I wouldn't mind if it was her and Mercedes round 2, but there's just so many things happening in there. And like I said, I mean, you kind of dropped the ball. You could have had her go one-on-one with Marina Shafir, but you dropped the ball in that.
Right. Well, I mean, hopefully he'll be able to catch it eventually.
Hopefully, but I'm just going to keep saying what I'm saying on Wednesdays for my watch along. So, but anyways, congratulations to Willow Nightingale on getting this cover of PWI. It will be released in the fall of 2025, wherever newsstands are available. And also, this is actually an interesting story, because this was an exclusive story done by John Alba on Sports Illustrated, where TNA open to moving and opposing AEW as part of media rights discussions. This was done by John Alba and an exclusive where they've been monitoring TNA's ongoing media distribution. Last month, TNA President Carlos Silva indicated that the company, alongside Creative Arts Agency, was evaluating the rights at an average annual value of between $7 million and $10 million, with a variety of distribution platforms in the running. And usually August, as I mentioned with August, and going through all this story as well, Silva previously told the Takedown on Sports Illustrated that TNA was hoping to have new media rights lined up around Bound for Glory in October. However, in a conversation on Wednesday, he indicated that the recent movement in deals for WWE and UFC has changed the playing field for TNA and led to more conversations scheduled for later this month. The TNA president now claims there is positive momentum in the negotiations, and this is a storyline that is currently developing in the process.
I thought of you when I saw this, because I was like, oh, I mean, like, rights deals are great for any wrestling promotion. There are lots of nights that you could put a wrestling show on. I don't know if it needs to be a Wednesday, mostly because my fear actually would be is, like, people are talking about, well, will it hurt AEW? My bigger concern is if TNA doesn't perform as well because they're going up against a AEW show, that doesn't make them look strong. And we want them to get strong. That was the whole point, hopefully, with the WWE kind of partnership, right? Was to kind of bolster them also. That's my big fear, is that it actually is going to hurt TNA to have to go against an AEW show that's been more established than them being on cable or on TV.
I don't know. I feel like the position so if this was TNA prior to the forbidden door between TNA and WWE, I would agree with you completely. However, we have so much crossover between WWE, or let's say NXT and TNA, that it's just kind of like, I agree that they might not meet the mark with AEW. However, I'm seeing more and more often that you don't have people watching AEW and WWE, like, because there's just so much wrestling, right? WWE, for instance, is giving you so much wrestling that even if you wanted to watch AEW, it's hard. So with the crossover, now you're seeing, like, you know, Trick or whoever else crossing over onto to TNA, then you might actually watch it on the Wednesday. Because I don't know, it feels like TNA is going up against ROH on Thursdays, and there's not. So you have Mondays Raw, Tuesday NXT, Wednesdays AEW, Thursdays ROH and TNA, Fridays SmackDown. Like, our whole week is already, and then you follow up. Then you follow that up with Collision on Saturday, minus all the pay-per-views. So I don't know. I think in the position that TNA is right now, it's possible that there will be followers of WWE who don't necessarily watch AEW that will watch TNA because it's on a Wednesday. I think.
Well,
but it just depends on the positioning and what network they land on and promotion and all that stuff. Because did they say 7 million?
Yeah, like 7 to 11 million.
I wonder, and I'm sure maybe both of you have the answer, because you have the answer with everything, what the number for WWE is, like how much money they're bringing in. If they're in the like 90s or something crazy.
Something. Well, before I give my 2 cents on this, he's returning from the streets. He did appear on Wednesday.
Wait, I don't think is he? Because I think we lost him.
Oh, I thought we did. Oh,
yeah, he was there and then he was lost. Let me
okay.
We'll start again. Hold on 1 second. He'll be back in a second.
All right. Okay. Well, I mean, when I read the story, it was very interesting how they want to move to Thursdays. Usually I'm not okay with competition because we have seen AEW go toe-to-toe with NXT when it was on Tuesdays. I would not be shocked if it was on Wednesdays. Now, it'll be very interesting because if they move to Wednesdays, then of course Thursdays you have Ring of Honor. But could this be an interesting thing for AEW if they move Collision to Thursdays instead of Saturday?
Like a back-to-back? Well, I mean, WWE does that. I feel like what are the numbers for Collision? What are the numbers for Collision? Because we lost Rampage.
Yes.
Collisions is on Saturday, and it's kind of a toss-up because you always have pay-per-views and stuff like that. What are the numbers for Collision? Because I feel like in my heart, given just the way we see how just in social media, like Collision is going to be the next to go. I don't think the numbers are there. I feel like, you know, because Tony Khan's money is long, that's why it's still there. But if we're really judging on the numbers and return on investment, I don't know if Collision would still be around.
I think, and Christian Ramos said Collision does 400K on average. And also, I can defer to this because I do watch Collision on DVR. It has done a lot. Like, I think when Alex Windsor and Athena main evented, it was kind of one of the top episodes that week of Collision.
Without HBO numbers.
Yeah.
So Christian, he seems like the numbers guy for AEW. So what are the numbers for Dynamite?
And also with the fact too, because I know Collision has times done it on Thursdays, but they only did it because they did pay-per-views that week and they kind of had to scramble and they didn't want to conflict with WWE. But before I give more on my thoughts, he is back from the streets because he was here a little bit on Wednesdays, but he's here with us on a Friday. And I do have to play his intro before he comes in.
Say his name and he appears. I believe it
said.
I knew he had to be on here because his client Little Vice has a big match this weekend.
Is that what it is? That's the reason why?
Let's see.
We're gonna have to do that again.
What?
We're gonna have to do that
God.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna bounce out. I don't know where the streets terminology is coming from, but Courtney, do not pick up TK's bad habits. We are not going to do that. I've been gone for a good minute, 2 weeks to be exact. Let's start over.
Well, he's coming back.
Oh wait! Is this Victoria's first time? This is your first time?
Yes.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Okay,
yes, this is fabulous. I'm just like eating this up right now.
I apologize. All right, we'll take it away, Court.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my take it away because he is coming back after a restful break, and also he's getting ready to see his client Lola Vice in action tomorrow night in a big match against the Judgment Day. It's only appropriate that I play his intro where you say his name and he appears.
Say his name and he appears. I believe it.
Said.
Happy Friday, beautiful people. Happy Friday, WWT Universe. That's much more like it. Like my good fellow Dylan said, I came back from Bible study.
Wow.
All the other stuff, I don't know nothing about that, but I'm here to talk some good wrestling with my good friends. So
also let's go back to, I did ask him, Christian Ramos, he said Dynamite draws 700K.
Said you're just in time for this discussion because John Alba from Sports Illustrated put this exclusive in about TNA possibly moving to Wednesday and opposing AEW Dynamite as part of media rights discussions, and just want to get your quick thoughts on this possible move TNA may be doing.
I may be good to get them on bigger programming so everybody can see the great stuff that TNA has been doing, but I don't like the counter booking strategy that seems to be happening way more aggressively now. For years, it was like the people across the street were under threat. We're not worried about them. We're not worried about what they're doing. But now this is like in an indirect way, you're saying and acknowledging that you're worried about the growth and the tenure of AEW, whether this is a straight up TNA move or if it's like bigger, broad TKO type stuff. And it seems like just trying to corner the market. I mean, all competition is good. It's just the timing of it feels wrong.
I think I'll put my 2 cents on this because I'm always in for competition, but it does seem very petty what WWE's doing the last couple of days. I get they want to really stand out from us because you have NXT countering Forbidden Door. There's a possibility WWE may be doing a PLE towards All Out in Toronto. I mean, you said you don't look at AEW as serious competition, but you're doing stuff like this.
Well, said I think we've talked about it. You work for NFL Network, right?
Correct.
What competition does NFL have?
That's interesting you said that because there is a quote out there within this past few weeks where the NFL doesn't look at the other sports as threats. Like the commissioner came out and said, I think he's looking at Apple and another product as their competition. I don't know if he said Disney, but that's who he said was the NFL's competition, which is very interesting.
Yeah, because the reason I say that is football wise, because you had XFL, you had was it USFL or something? I think that might be still around, but that's kind of like the minor leagues compared to NFL. So when you think of NFL, like there's no other competition. And I think that's what WWE TKO might be going for, even though it's not necessarily good for the sport of wrestling. I think that's what they're trying to establish, where like WWE is the main person, the main hub, and then you have all these splinters, AAA, TNA, whatever, Evolve, etc. So you can still watch all the wrestling, but it's all under one umbrella. I think that's what they might be going for. I don't necessarily think that they're scared. I think they're wanting to corner the market, because what you also have to be prepared for is there's so much wrestling. There's going to come a point where there's a decline, and they still want to make the money in the decline, and that's what I think they're prepping for as well.
Well, this story is very developing, but Tony Khan, just stay in your lane and do what you can to help out
Don't
AEW.
tweet about it, Tony.
Just stay in your lane. Don't tweet about anything, and just focus on, hopefully we see AEW in year number 10. That's all I'm hoping for. I do not want them to die. But related to AEW news, because this actually happened yesterday. You may have spotted him in TNA, because we were talking about TNA. Ace Austin officially signed with AEW. This actually happened in an exclusive interview with Alicia Tout on socials, where Tony Khan confirmed that Ace Austin is signed. And also he was confronted by Ricochet, and those two will be having a match tomorrow night on Collision. And just wanted to get your quick thoughts on this latest signee from AEW. And I'll start with Ced.
I'll look and see how they do it. See how much he's on programming. I don't really put a lot of stock into the signings these days with AEW, because I have to see the plan. But I think he's did a lot of exciting things in TNA, X Division. So I hope there's a plan for him and more of a storyline arc for his character going forward.
TK, your quick thoughts on this?
I was just doing a quick search. He's also been in the game since 2015, so 10 plus years or 10-ish years. So well deserved. I think Moose also said it as well. Like, it's not necessarily anything wrong with TNA. You said Chelsea Green was there for a long time too. It's like sometimes you're looking for a different challenge, and I think new signees, when they sign to AEW, they're hoping that they will be the one to break out. Remember the conversation we had, was that Wednesday, when we were talking about, who's the mainstream person when you think of AEW? I think new signees think, hope, because that would be what I would hope for. I'm talented enough for you to sign me. I'm hoping that I'm the breakout star that's going to be the face of AEW, that's going to bring the money, obviously bring money to myself, but, is going to leave a legacy. And I think Ace Austin, there's a lot of potential there. And exactly what Ced said. It just really says, like his handle.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. It's really just about, the storytelling of it all. And again, that's not on us, because, Tony doesn't want to hire Courtney.
That's going to be
that's about to pound the streets.
That's the outgoing.
I thought I deleted that.
That's the ongoing story. Tony Khan needs to hire Courtney. That's going to be the next hacks. That's going to be the next shirt. Victoria, your quick thoughts regarding the latest signee with AEW.
I mean, very happy for him. Also, if they are doing something with Ricochet, happy for that, because I think Ricochet has kind of lost some steam since, he had a really big pop when he first came in, but hopefully this will give him some rejuvenation as a heel. And I mean, I do like this dorky kind of quirky heel that he is. So we'll see where it goes. And hopefully, it makes for a good storytelling. But, Tony, you just have to call Courtney if you want it, because she probably has it all mapped out already.
Yeah, facing off against the bald-headed Ricochet. Congratulations to Ace Austin. I know he did wrestle, as Ced mentioned, he was in TNA for a while. He was a former X Division champion. He was a former TNA tag team champion. Wrestled around even in New Japan. He was also part of Bullet Club, so that's also an added bonus there. I'm just very curious on where this is going to go, and also seeing how well he does in his first match against Ricochet tomorrow. I'm hoping he does pull off a really good, solid performance, and seeing where it goes there, and seeing what other things that he could do. I wouldn't mind seeing him being involved in the TNT title picture with Kyle Fletcher. That's also somewhere in the route, but we shall see. And congratulations to him. And just two more things from AEW. We did actually got two more people that re-signed with AEW, Daddy Magic and Hook, courtesy of Fightful. They mentioned this past week. They signed multi-year deals with AEW, so they'll be around for the long term, that it looks like. But just quick thoughts on the newest resigns, because previously we had the Gates of Agony resigned, we did have Willow resigned, we had Queen Amanada resigned. So just wanted to get your quick thoughts on this, and I'll start with Victoria.
Super happy about Hook, because I do like watching him. I don't know Daddy Magic as much, but I do like Hook a lot. So, I mean, it's good for them. And like I said, like, it's always good for people to have homes. And I feel like they're both, at least I know from Hook, is being used really well there so far.
TK, since you're about the money, you're on mute.
My dog is trying to defend the house. I think it's a good play. I think you mentioned it too. You know, WWE kind of seems, and not to say they would have gone to WWE if they didn't resign. I think, you know, wrestling right now, it's so hot and there's so much talent out there that places like WWE and TNA, they're kind of stacked. So it's nice to keep people where they are. And again, it also is just very dependent on the stories and, you know, where they go from there. I often, from the times I do check into AEW, it's on my to-do list starting next week. So you might see me hopping in, Courtney, is, you know, just you constantly see him. So, you know, I think it's a good look, and collect the check. Like, can you imagine, like, this was your dream and now it's less of a schedule, less of a rigorous schedule than WWE, and you're living your best life. So I'm happy. It's just not, I hope it's not just like, oh, I'm collecting a check. He's actually happy there. But, you know, the smart person won't say either way. He'll just keep it amongst himself with his friends. But I hope he is happy with the money, etc.
Yeah. Ced, your thoughts?
I mean, you can view Hook kind of like a pillar if they're still using that term. So maybe there's a plan for Hook going down as he's still very, very young. Daddy Magic, Parker, he's still out on paternity, right?
No, he was back on paternity leave, but he hasn't been on TV for a while.
Okay. So there's still stuff that duo can do. He's also very good for his work with Daniel Garcia. So I think with Hook, you at least have another young superstar that you can keep. Kind of like, it reminds me of all the young superstars in NXT. Like, you have these people that really haven't hit their prime yet. Hook is a perfect example of that. So him re-extending shows that they have a purpose for his character.
I think so as well. I'm very happy they did sign both, because with Daddy Magic, he does have Cool Hand Ange. Of course, he's with Daniel Garcia. Also, I forgot to mention this too. Since Nigel will be wrestling tomorrow, don't be shocked if you do see Daddy Magic on the commentary desk, since he has done it before in the past, since Rampage is not no more, but he does pop in every now and then to do commentary. So congratulations to him, and also with Hook as well. Seeing what happens with him and the Ops, because he was teaming up with Samoa Joe and Shibata before he got hurt. So we'll see how that happens moving forward. And as I mentioned, I would love for him to be a part of that TNT title picture somewhere down the line, at least getting a taste of singles gold. And he gets to be with his father. He gets to be with Daddy Taz. So learning from him, kudos to the both of them. Congratulations to both Daddy Magic and Hook on their latest deals, and wishing the best of luck. And also, we got this yesterday because AEW is doing their residency in Philadelphia. We did have a women's match, Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor, Athena taking on Mina Shirokana for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship match. And this will happen during their residency in Philadelphia at the 2300 Arena. And I just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on this match and early predictions.
I don't see them taking it off Athena yet, predictions wise. I could be wrong, but I think it'll be a great match for sure. And it's in like my favorite arena ever.
TK, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I don't think Athena's gonna drop. I mean, it's kind of like I'm happy for her, and it's definitely a good story and number of days and etc. But it's like, how are we going to? Who's going to take it from her, and are they going to be as good? That's kind of my worry, because is ROH building talent that is going to rival her? Like, I love her promos. I love Athena's promos. I love what she's doing. And it's just like, okay, what next? And is there a number in mind?
Said?
No, I don't think there's a number in mind, but I think if you were looking for somebody popularity wise to take the title off Athena, I don't think Mina would be a bad person to do so and still keep the brand alive, because we had Amina on AEW programming. She's been in some high profile feuds so far, but for better or worse, Ring of Honor has been kind of the falling ground for a lot of people to help keep that brand alive and carry it. It seems like Athena's finally crossing over into AEW's mainstream television more and more now. She might be a mainstay there. So there's a space where I can see Mina be the one, and it wouldn't be a bad thing.
Mina? I think Queen Amanada. I think
Mina's
they dropped
very
the ball.
popular.
Yes, she
is. But I feel like Queen Amanada, they dropped the ball with that one. If they were gonna put it on somebody, I think the time that her and Queen Amanada were going at it, that would have been the best time.
Yeah. Well, Mina did have a long line when I was at WrestleCon too. Like, she had a very long line, and it was only for one day. But I don't want to put a bold prediction in yet, because I know we're going to do bold predictions, because it's going to be a lose-lose between one of them. So I can't put my finger on it today. It is going to be a good match. And also with the fact too, before that, Athena also has a big match next weekend at Forbidden Door. So it's a possibility she may be walking in with 2 belts. That is a possibility, but we shall see. We shall see on that. It's going to be a good match between them, but also we have SmackDown tonight, coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts, and at the top of the hour it will be Honey Night SmackDown, where you will not miss Honey on the thrills and chills of SmackDown. And courtesy of Nick Aldis yesterday, we are going to hear from Drew McIntyre after his heinous attack on Cody Rhodes that left everybody in the stands shockless. We're also going to have Alexa Bliss taking on Piper Niven after the encounter that Alexa and Charlotte had with the Secret Hervis last week. Piper Niven is looking for retribution against Alexa. And we're also going to be filled with tag team mayhem tonight. We're going to have DIY taking on the Street Profits. And we're also going to have Fraxium taking on Mellow Don't Miz. All this happening tonight on SmackDown at the top of the hour for Honey Night SmackDown. And just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts. Is there something interested that you're looking forward to on SmackDown? Or is there something that you would like to see?
I'm interested to see what's going to happen between Miz and Hayes. Like, there's been some division, Miz kind of did a whole white lie thing last week. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with that. And, I think obviously the trajectory is for Miz to go on his own again. But what are you going to do with him? So that's kind of one of those things.
Said, you got any thoughts?
Yeah, piggybacking off that, the tag team matches are what's going to excite me the most. Ciampa has a very touching post out there that this is his first time performing in front of his hometown crowd at the TD Garden in Boston over the course of his 21-year career. So I expect him to pull out just a stellar match, especially with the Street Profits. What's going on with Mello and Miz? I mean, they kind of put it on ice for a while because there was a speculation that Miz resign or was he released, but now we're actually picking that storyline back up. Everything Miz touches is gold. So whatever comes of this could be what everybody's clamoring for with the We Want Mello hashtag and wanting to see him on TV in more prominent roles. I think we're getting closer and closer to the Mellow that everybody fell in love with when NXT. So interested to see what happens there.
Mhm.
Don't care about what Cody's doing at all.
You don't care what Cody's doing?
Because I was gonna say that because Victoria, that's one of her favorites, Cody Rhodes. Outside of Cody,
The Cody fatigue is real right now.
Well, I don't have Drew fatigue at all. And I think Drew on the mic is money. So I will just be curious to see what he does. But I'm actually really excited to see the women's match because I'm just loving Alexa Bliss and Chelsea and Charlotte. Like, I'm loving their combo. I'm loving their, like, I feel like Charlotte's having fun with it. And I want to see if she comes out with pom-poms.
Outside of the ladies match, obviously tag team wrestling is going to be very exciting. Very curious what's going to happen between The Miz and Carmelo Hayes. Also, for DIY and the Street Profits, I will be looking closely outside the ring between either BFAB or Candice LeRae, because I'm pretty sure those two are going to have it at it outside of the ring. So it will be interesting to see all this and more happening on SmackDown tonight. And make sure to check out Honey Night SmackDown, because Honey's going to give you the play-by-play action as they continue the road to Clash in Paris. And this was actually an interesting story that picked up yesterday. Tori Wilson says Sable absolutely belongs in the WWE Hall of Fame. She was speaking with Matt Black of WrestleZone, where she made a strong case for Sable to join her in the Hall of Fame and stated that Sable belongs in the Hall of Fame, and also named her personal Mount Rushmore of women's wrestling. When asked if Sable should be inducted, Tori did not hesitate. She quoted, "Absolutely, she belongs in the Hall of Fame. Wilson believes the induction is not only deserved, but has likely offered before. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to put her in the Hall of Fame. It would be crazy to me if they haven't reached out to her numerous times." And as I mentioned, Tori Wilson placed Sable at the highest level of significance in the history of women's wrestling, alongside another trailblazer. Her and Chyna are like the two pinnacle women of wrestling, right? She said, "So I definitely think that is long overdue. I don't know if she wants or cares to be in it." So, and then the conversation kind of goes to Tori Wilson's own Mount Rushmore women's wrestling, where she included Chyna, Sable, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair. And I wanted to raise the question with all of you. Do you think Sable deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame? And I'll start with Sed on this question.
There was a period in time where Sable was women's wrestling in WWF, so I can say that she definitely deserves to be there. But I think that she's so far removed from that part of her life where she's probably declined the offer, and maybe it's just unbeknownst to us. I feel like they have reached out because this is Brock Lesnar's wife, right?
Yes.
And Brock has still very much been a part of the company for the past decade plus. I have to feel like that relationship is still there, but maybe she just has nothing that she wants to do with the wrestling world right now. And that's okay. That's her prerogative. That's her choice. That was a time when women's wrestling wasn't exactly what it is today. And it was more predicated on her doing the things that are frowned upon today in the ring in front of hundreds of thousands of people worldwide. So if she's declining the offer, I get that. She's a big part of women's wrestling to trailblaze and get it to where it could be seen in a better light. But I'm on the fence where I think that maybe she's just declined the offer and wants nothing to do with the company.
Really?
TK, your thoughts?
It'd be interesting if that's the case, because I feel like if she did, well, I feel like if she did, I felt like Triple H or somebody would kind of drop that gem, like, "Hey, we did invite her, but she declined." But I also feel like if she declines, meaning she just doesn't want to be there, that doesn't mean you still can't put her in the Hall of Fame. Like, is that like a faux pas? Like, if they're, obviously if somebody's passed away, it's a different story, but if they're not And I wouldn't say WWE doesn't need Sable. I think Sable does definitely deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. I mean, she might decline it because when is the last time we've seen her in the limelight? So maybe she is, not about that life. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't put her in.
Victoria.
So I think she would not be the first person on my list. I'm very happy that Tori also put China on that. Like she mentioned her, because personally, I think it's just insane that China is not in the Hall of Fame. As an individual, people always say she's in for DX, but as an individual, she was just huge. Like you have Victoria, you have Mickie James, you have all these other women who really, I think, propelled the wrestling forward in many ways, more than a woman that's contract said she wouldn't take a bump. Like she had a no bump clause in her contract back in the day. So you look at like the people she was in there with, they were like some really solid wrestlers. When you think about like Ivory was around back then, you had Luna Vachon for a while back then. I almost think she might have hurt the trajectory of pushing women's wrestling forward because she got such big pops. So they put the belt on her and they let her, like kind of roll with it. And did she help bring wrestling to a bigger audience with being in Playboy and all that stuff? Absolutely. So as an entertainer, as a sports entertainer, does she deserve it? Yes. But I just think they have overlooked so many other women who pushed wrestling forward that I'd like to see some people go in before her if she wants to be in. If she's denied it, I think then it's a moot point if she just doesn't see this as something she wants in her life. But I just, I would love to see Victoria in. Not just because she's the same name as me, but like she was just fabulous. Or to see Mickie James in. I just feel like there are other women who deserve it equally as much, or I would argue maybe a little bit more.
That is true. I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off of this because if you're going to put the Bellas in the Hall of Fame, I would not be shocked if she was in it. And I think with people, because unfortunately, even though I missed the Attitude Era, I am aware with how Sable came in because yes, she was pretty much a draw like 98, 99, close to Austin at that time. Because if you saw archive footage, the crowd went crazy for her. Granted, she did do Playboy. She did not take that many bumps. And also with the fact, too, a lot of people don't know why Sable left the WWF at that time because, unfortunately, she had to deal with a sexual harassment lawsuit. And that was really a situation that was really messy at that time and under the previous regime. And she did come back between 2003, 2004, 2005. She came back. And even though, I'm not the biggest fan of Sable, and as Ced mentioned, she is married to Brock Lesnar, which that's also another layer into there because he has his own dirty laundry he has to handle. So that's another thing too. And also with the fact too, I know people really wanted China to be in. I would love Victoria to be in, and Ivory. I would love for them to be in. Jazz. There's so many other women that really paved the way so much. I can't take anything away from Sable because yes, she did make an impact at that time for women's wrestling. But if you also watched the Dark Side of the Ring episode with Luna, there was a lot of interesting things where Vince McMahon threatened Luna if she did give Sable a lot more bumps that she could chew. Pretty much, it was like if she takes any single bump, you were fired. But
we'll see what happens.
We shall see what happens with Sable, and I'm sure this is going to be a conversation that's going to be happening in the long run. And we actually had the story on Wednesday, but we're going to actually talk it today. Mark Henry had some interesting things to say about the late, great Hulk Hogan. Apparently, he was saying this obviously, of course, in July 2015, a tape leak where Hulk Hogan said a lot of racial slurs and mentioned that he was racist to the point And speaking on the Hulk Hogan documentary that was released by TMZ this past week, Mark Henry made a few comments on Hogan and his racist remarks. He quoted and saying, he said in his words that he was a racist. Why would I sit here and try to defend somebody that tells you who they were? It hurt. It hurt. I grew up watching the dude. I used to love that dude. I wanted to be like him. It hurts. I told him then, and I told Vince McMahon, if y'all want this to go away, I know how to fix it. We should do a Black college tour at Morehouse and Prairie View and hit the circuit. Go and talk to them and be honest with your apology. He was like, I've been advised not to talk about it no more. I said, I think that's bad advice, stated Henry. And in the closing comments of that documentary, Henry asks if wrestling would be what it is today without Hulk Hogan. He said, absolutely not. Hogan was able to show people the template of what it takes to entertain people. Regardless of his shortcomings, it didn't make him less of a wrestler. It didn't make him less of an entertainer. It's never going to take away from his greatness. Victoria, do you want to go first?
I don't think it took
TK, you want to go?
Well, I don't think it took away from him being an entertainer. I think it took away from him being a person. And I think this scenario, and I think I don't think it's as different as, people who have feelings on Chris Brown or Michael Jackson or, whoever else has done crazy stuff that's not great. And, yes, you can hate him as a person for everything that he said, but you can't take away, you can't erase him from wrestling. It's impossible. You can go anywhere. And I think I'd said this, I don't know, either Wednesday or last week. You can go anywhere in the world. And for people who don't follow wrestling today, they're still going to reference Hulk Hogan. It's just one of those things. So I agree. And I do remember there was rumblings of, hey, go in and apologize or go and, talk about it, because there's a lot of people who don't look like you who were your fans, and he didn't want to do it. And I also feel like if he went on the Black College tour, he probably would have got massacred. People would have just, he wouldn't have been able to handle so many people coming at him. I don't think it would have went the way people would have thought it would have. Can you imagine that? Do you think that would have worked? Do you think if he went on an apology tour to HBCUs, it would have turned out well?
You better have a good strategic reasoning if you're going to do that. You're going to have a very good.
You have to be able to. You have to be really quick on. You have to have enough knowledge of the culture and enough knowledge of why you were wrong to essentially take on questions from folks. And I don't think he was willing to put in that work.
Said.
+1 on everything Mark Henry said. I have nothing to add. I don't get why we belabor this. There are some people that are going to revere this man for everything he accomplished in the ring and the guy he was, but he made his choice with his statements and didn't really retract or make amends with that. Some people are not going to separate the art from the artist, and that's okay. That is their choice.
Yeah. Victoria?
Mark Henry is probably one of the people in this business I respect so much, and he's so honest. And I think he did try to really explain that difference between the art someone creates and the person themselves. Me and my friends had a huge discussion about this, about Marilyn Manson. I'm a huge rock fan, right? And when all that stuff was happening, it was like, okay, how do you separate this music we love from this person, and how do you do that? I don't know if a college tour will work. I think he should have done something more publicly. I think the hard part is the fact that he did nothing just shows that he didn't want to put the work in to really examine himself and become a better person from it. I think that's the part of it that's still the hard part of it, because they say he did an apology to the boys. It didn't go over well. I can't imagine a public apology on a tour would have gone over any better, but to me that shows someone who wasn't willing to evolve and face their blind spots and face their prejudices and do better. So that's the hard part. But I think as a wrestler, you can't ever deny the role Hulk Hogan in the ring had to create the global phenomena that is wrestling today. You just can't.
I'm just going to put my 2 points in plain and simple. If you really, really, really wanted to make change and ends meet, you would do it, and there would have been transparency. And especially if you wanted to do it Black colleges, that would have been very messy, and at least without any thought into it. And also with the fact too, we have seen many people, and I'm going to go in and out of wrestling a bit because I'm going to go in PR mode a little bit, because we have seen many celebrities done very shitty things, especially the last couple of years. Even like the most recent one with the trial that talked about around the world. We've seen that happen. We've seen the aftermath of it. If you don't, look it up, search it, figure it out. I do think there should be a line crossed, and even, and I hate to say it, especially when I look at national news now, there's not that much accountability. And you kind of said what you said. I mean, if you truly, really cared about it, then you could have at least went above and beyond your expectations and at least be transparent. And I said this when I was on with Christina as well. Transparency has always been a key, and just really be honest about it. I mean, it's already out. It's already audio. Usually I don't like to talk about the dead, but God bless their soul. But I can't disagree with what Mark Henry said. But at the end of the day, and unfortunately, especially in the world that we're in now, some people think it's okay to say vulgar things, which in actuality, it's not. So that's just something that we do have to think about, especially in the long run. And just continue fighting the good fight.
Well, the fact of the matter is he really didn't care. So,
Yeah,
you know, why it's like, why should we care?
Yeah.
You know, if you want to erase him from your memory as far as wrestling is concerned, go right ahead. I know people who, you know, anytime they hear Chris Brown, they skip Chris Brown. I just saw Mario Lopez say something about R. Kelly and still wanting to dance. It's just kind of one of the, or Michael Jackson. Yeah. It's kind of one of those things where, you know, you make your own decision, and we're never going to get to a totality where everybody feels the same way about this man. It's not going to happen. So for people who are like, he's a piece of whatever, you should not acknowledge him, it's not going to happen. Like, you have your own opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion. If you don't want to acknowledge him, don't acknowledge him. But you can't hate, you know, Bob from Kentucky who loves this man and has a poster of him on his wall. It's you know, it's not going to happen. So, you know, I think there's other fights to fight, and this one is, this one is I don't think is it.
Yeah. So, but that's just something. But switching.
Oh, Mike Tyson's a good one too. People don't even remember what Mike Tyson did. And now he's like revered. Like, he did a whole like one man show that was people went on, and like actually like it was a packed house, and he did Hangover, and the people forget about that stuff. He's almost like a beloved character in certain things. So yeah, we can. Anyways, you want to do this next introduction, Courtney?
Yes, we can do this next introduction because we do have another of our officials returning from a restful vacation, and always love seeing him back. And he made it just in time too when we were doing bold predictions as well. It's one of our other officials, our councilman.
Have no fear, your councilman is here. Since it's an emergence in TNA, I figured I'd emerge my ass on this episode of WWT Live.
There you go. How are you, sir?
I cannot complain. How is everybody's Friday? Happy Friday to y'all. The weekend is back.
So it's not a weekend. It's just a week. It's just another day.
It's literally the weekend.
Yeah, but like every day just seems just like another day. Like, the weekends don't hold the same je ne sais quoi anymore. Like when you
I
don't
don't think you can tell a person that works a 9 to 5 that. I don't think you're gonna convince them that Saturday and Sunday.
Well, I've worked 9 to 5s and I've felt like that for a very long time. But again, difference of opinion.
Keyword
so
worked.
Happy weekend.
Worked. Keyword worked. Now you just be on islands doing what you want, selling body butters and other products as well, and then you having your people plug them on your show. So yes, you would know about this because every day is a holiday for you.
A holiday? Incorrect.
Every day.
I wish it was. That's what I'm working towards, but it's not. I'm not there yet. You'll know when I'm there. Trust me, you'll know when I'm there.
She's very, very close.
I'm not there yet.
Don't let me derail y'all any further, Courtney. My apologies.
No, that's okay because you're just in time because we're getting ready to do bold predictions for TNA Emergence and AAA this weekend, tomorrow. So we're just going to kick it off with TNA Emergence, where it's coming to you from Charm City, Baltimore, Maryland. And we're just going to kick it off with a countdown to Emergence. After a shocker of return yesterday, Rosemary returned and misted Indy Hartwell. And we have this match between the two of them. And just wanted to get your predictions on who you guys got. And I'll start with our councilman first. Who do you got winning this match between Indy Hartwell and Rosemary?
I'm going with Indy Hartwell. She's been on the roll. You got spat in the face. You got to do something. You don't let nobody spit in your face and you just don't pull out a victory. So I'm going with Indy Hartwell.
Said
Indy.
Victoria.
I'm going to go the opposite, Rosemary, because it's her return.
TK.
I want to go with Rosemary, but I feel like because Rosemary is a veteran, I feel like she's like kind of like the gatekeeper. So this is going to be either way, it's going to be a great match. But I feel like Indy's going to pull out for the win because the story is on Indy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Indy Hartwell on this one. And I was very happy that I got to interview her at WrestleCon, and she does seem very focused. She's undefeated so far in TNA. Hopefully she'll continue that record, but I am going with Indy Hartwell as well. And also another match we have for a countdown to Emergence. We also have this match, the hometown man against Ryan Nemeth. Victoria, I'll start with you. Who do you got?
I think Nemeth. I just feel like Nemeth. I adore him, so I think he's great in the ring. So I'm a little partial.
Just put your bias in there. Like, yeah, I'm gonna give you some bias too.
Yeah, just give your match, or just say you don't care if you don't care about this match.
Damn. Wow. I mean, she ain't wrong, but damn, like I just
knew because I knew from the look in your face, you were like, I don't care. You were like, I don't care.
I mean, I still got a pick. I was like, yo, I'm gonna go with Ryan Nemeth just because, Nick. I'm like, hey, you go in the ring, you got this. I'm never gonna bet hometown man. I'm sorry. I'm never going to say hometown man will be the TNA champion. I'll stop watching after that.
Okay. Said.
I don't know why. I like this hometown man thing. It's silly. It makes me laugh. I'm kind of here for it. I don't know why. It gets me up. So I'm gonna pick the hometown man. I just say I saw the Nemeth jump him. Like a couple weeks ago. I think there's something there. I think the reveal of who he actually is going to be entertaining. But I'm just going to go against the grain here. Pick hometown man.
TK.
I think shenanigans will ensue. So it might end in like a DQ. But if that is not the case, I think Nemeth.
Je ne sais quoi ensue. TK been reading, y'all.
I'm telling you, bro. That's why weekends don't mean nothing to her. You using words like that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna let you speak it to an existence. This is what I aspire to be in 2026 and how I want to end my 2025. So
how we add a counter in here for every big word TK used today. I need a counter.
Where's the bell? Ding.
That's what we need. Let's keep going up. How many?
Oh my.
Yeah, no, we got to really make the TK bingo card and send it out. I really got.
Just
What
like a
is
buzzer. Like a buzzer.
That sounds aggressive. That sounds like a bad thing.
That's the incorrect buzzer. We normally think.
I'm gonna take Ryan Nemeth for this match. That's who I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take Ryan Nemeth. All right, for this match, Mustafa Ali taking on Matt Cardona. Said who you have in this match?
Ali.
You quick with it with that like that?
Yeah, Ali.
Will?
Damn, why you got me next? Shit.
well, we could go to TK if you still need time to pick.
Yeah, we need another big word. Let's go.
I feel like Matt, his whole thing is the chase. So I have Ali for this one. And also technically it's like 3-on-1 or 4-on-1.
Yeah.
Sasha can go too. So
Victoria?
I'm gonna go with Ali too. I think Matt, Matt, I feel like it's gonna lose, but come back again because there's gonna be some reason he lost.
I can't bet against Mustafa. I can't do it. That man is doing excellent work over there. I'm sorry, Matt. If Honey were here, you'd be her number one pick. Just know that.
If Chelsea was there, I'd be going with Matt all the way. But
hold on, what is Chelsea doing right now?
Well, she's on NXT. She's with Ethan Page.
Yeah.
That I see some crossover happening there. I wouldn't rule that out. I would not rule that out, Victoria. I would not rule. Yeah, because she is at NXT right now. Anything could happen.
I'm actually going to pick Matt Cardona in this. I know Ali won at Slammiversary, but I'm going with Matt Cardona. I would not be shocked if Tasha Steele took another bump the same way she did at Slammiversary.
Oh my gosh.
I would not be shocked. But I'm picking Matt Cardona for the victory. We also have the proud Boniqua from the Bronx, Mike Santana, taking on Sammy Callahan. Victoria?
I mean, I'm a New Yorker. I gotta go with Santana. I mean, like, sometimes it's just about being biased. I'll never buy against Damian Priest either as a New Yorker. So,
Will?
Mike Santana is gonna beat Limp Bizkit over there.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh wow.
Yes, I really thought that was Fred Durst for like 2 seconds when it popped up. I was like,
no, he looks like Santa Claus now.
oh no, does he?
Fred Durst looks like Santa Claus. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, because he was at a recent event too, wrestling event.
They should make him do a Christmas movie then. As Santa.
Fred Durst as Santa Claus.
Yeah. That's the name of that's the title of the movie. Right there. Somebody will do it. Somebody will pick that up and do it.
Said.
I got Santana.
TK.
Ditto.
Yeah, I'm going with Mike Santana. Mike Santana has a very important mission and that's in Bound for Glory. So I'm picking Mike Santana for the win. We also have the TNA International Championship match. Steve Macklin taking on Jake something. And it is his actual name. Said?
Macklin.
TK?
Macklin.
Victoria?
Yeah, I go with Macklin.
Will?
Yeah, Macklin.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a clean sweep. I have to go with Steve Macklin on this one. Also, shout out to Deanna Purrazzo because I can't go against her husband. Can't do that. So I'm picking Steve Macklin.
I think it's going to be a good match, though.
Yeah.
Between the two.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good match. Ooh. We have the TNA World Tag Team titles. The Hardys taking on the Rascals. Decisions.
Can I ask one thing before I make my decision?
Yes.
Do they need the titles when they face the Dudleys in October?
That's a good question.
Like, is it necessary if them titles on the line, or will it still be what we need it to be without?
I think them and the Dudleys could have a good match without the titles.
I think so too.
Okay.
And wasn't there any rumblings that like the Hardys were like, you know, moving towards retirement or no?
That was only if they didn't win the titles back at Slammiversary. Like if they didn't win, they would probably ease towards retirement.
I hope they retire in WWE.
But
I'm gonna go with the Rascals.
The Rascals.
I feel like ain't it like time for them to win these?
I think so.
Yeah.
And legitimize this like group.
Yep. Said, who do you have?
I think Hardy's retain. I think they're doing more for the tag team division just with their name value alone, for the company as well.
Victoria?
I can't go against it. It's got to be the Hardys. Even though, I mean, I do think it's a good point. They don't need them to have a banger against the Dudleys. The names alone are what's selling those tickets for that match.
Yeah, I agree.
TK?
I want to say the Rascals because, you know, you still have to, I mean, how, and this is not ageism. It's just more building up, you know, the younger roster. Hardys are not going to be there forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, Beulah is talking to the neighbor dog across the street because it's around that time, and also they're fixing my AC, so she's guarding the house. So that is why she's all in a tizzic. So that's just so you FYI, Dylan.
In a what?
In a tizzic.
I would pick the Rascals, but I can't go against the Hardys. I can't go with anything Matt and Jeff do, so I'm picking the Hardys to retain the belts. But we have two members of the system taking on First Class. Just to catch you up to speed, if you didn't, Casey Navarro unfortunately had to get surgery and tore his ACL, and AJ Francis kicked him out of First Class and bring back Rich Swann.
Courtney, you have really come along. I just want you to know that.
Oh, I have?
Yeah, because I for sure did not know that. And I don't know if you saw my face or not, but you knew deep down some of us needed some recap notes before we got here. Thank you for that. Because I was like, I know that's not the same person.
Yeah, I kind of knew. I kind of knew. But yeah, we did talk about this last week. We talked about this on Friday last week because unfortunately.
I know I'm not tripping.
No.
Like, that dude that big hair the last time I seen this guy around, but not with them. Thank you for clearing this, Courtney.
Yes. Victoria, who do you have winning this match?
First Class.
Said?
The real First Class. Yeah, they win.
First Class.
TK?
I definitely think First Class. They've been prepping for some stuff.
Will? First Class.
Just because they could do this, and it's look like a gang sign, and it's not. They finally gave us a safe one to throw up. Thank you, First Class. Y'all win.
I think it's a clean sweep. I'm going to take First Class as well, but I would not underestimate Alicia Edwards at ringside. I would not underestimate her.
Definitely shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we have, this match, the X Division Championship match, Cedric Alexander taking on Leon Slater. This is going to be a banger of a match.
It is.
Yeah.
TK, who do you have winning this match?
Well, my first question is okay. All right, cool. I already answered it. I think Cedric can do something with this title, so I'm going with Cedric. Not to say Leon hasn't.
Said?
Leon gets the win over Cedric that he hasn't gotten to this point because Cedric's been throwing that in his face. He gets the pinfall over him.
Will?
Yeah. Leon Slater too new to this title. And with that AJ rub, y'all gotta let him do something with this run. So I gotta go with Leon Slater.
Wow, MDB, I can't.
Woof. Savage. Victoria.
I gotta go with Leon too. I just don't see him them taking it off of him yet.
I'm gonna go with Leon Slater. I just think it's too soon to have him drop the belt. And plus, with that, getting the acknowledgement from AJ and the history of that X division, I really want to see where he goes with this throughout 2025. So I'm gonna pick Leon Slater to retain. And this match, the TNA World Title, Moose taking on Trick Williams. Victoria.
I'm gonna go with Moose, only because there's something weird about keep seeing that belt over on NXT, and I feel like Trick, I think they're trying to get him ready for something else in WWE, so I just feel like maybe they will pass it off to Moose.
Said.
I'm going to defer my pick to TK for legal purposes.
Oh my goodness.
If you know, you know. So, TK, the floor.
Wow. I agree. They definitely do have something for Trick, but they have something for they do have something for Trick for NXT, but I don't think quite yet. I think there's some things that are happening behind the scenes that will mean that Trick retains.
Will?
I am not new to politics, so I know where my vote is supposed to go. Victoria makes a lot of sense, but I have to vote for Trick Williams to win this match.
Y'all messy.
With potential shenanigans from Javon Evans and Obafemi.
Okay. I'm going to pick Trick Williams to retain the title. And not from Oba and Javon. I would not be shocked if there were shenanigans with First Class, because with the fact, I don't know what's going on with him and them and Trick, something. And also you have the system too. So
that's MD said Dark State too might be lingering.
Oh yeah, that's another thing too. So those are going to be a lot of shenanigans happening, but I do have Trick Williams retaining the belt.
Can I ask y'all a question? How y'all feel about all of this circulating these two titles, like with TNA, NXT, and all these people involved? Like, is this working for y'all, or does this feel like a lot going on?
All this exposure is great for TNA. All the meshing of the universe, the meshing of the men's division is great for TNA. Not so much for the NXT men's division. It makes you really, well, for me, it makes me really forget that we're in this like Oba championship reign where he's just been a train, a powerhouse, because there's no opposition.
Yeah.
There's nobody that you believe is going to be the one to dethrone him and send him to the main roster now. And so it really doesn't hit as much as JC Jane carrying both divisions, if I'm being honest.
I think to kind of agreeing with said, but also adding the fact that it's bringing different eyes to TNA. So remember when Trin got signed to Impact then, and everybody started watching like they never heard of Impact, and everybody started watching Impact because of Trin. I think this is the case too, that they're bringing, because at one point it was like they kept dropping, they kept losing, and people and everybody was wondering, okay, well, you guys, when you have a NXT and a TNA person, there's no way that somebody's going to get a TNA belt, etc. And so they finally pulled the trigger, and so now I think this is bringing more eyes to TNA, and I think they have a goal in mind, and I think it's working. I think they have a marketing strategy as far as bringing the numbers higher. Not to say that they didn't have numbers, because TNA has been around for a long time, but I think this is definitely helping TNA more than it is NXT. But I think there's a game plan involved for both companies. I feel like there's definitely like, okay, this is what we're gonna do to get TNA to this level, and then we're gonna do this with NXT, and then this with TNA. So they're using each other accordingly. And like we talked earlier, as far as TNA possibly coming on the Wednesday, that may have been the plan, and they already have additional eyes than what they had 2 years ago because of these crossovers. So I think it's working. It's not benefiting NXT to the extent, but I don't know if that was ever on the table as a plan.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on what TK says, because I think it does give a lot more exposure to TNA, because I'm sure a lot of people probably, I don't want to say fell off of TNA, but now it's more exposure to who they really are, because it's, and also unlocking that forbidden door, because you would have never thought having that crossover between NXT and TNA, with the fact too. Now for NXT, the men's side, not so much potential, because since I started watching NXT, it has been a little bit night and day with the men's division. And also it does help too with the fact that there are some crossovers where some of them can go over to the TNA line and get some matches in and some reps in, but it's only time will tell strategic wise on how this is going to go. But also with the fact too, there's actually one more match that shockingly enough I left off the card, and that is the 4-way match for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team titles between the Elegance brand, the Inspiration, Fatal Influence, and Li Ying. I hope I said this right. Lei Ying Lee and Zaya Brookside. And just a quick one on who do you have winning the TNA Knockouts tag team titles.
It's a toss-up between Fatal Influence retaining or the Elegance brand. Oh, this is gonna be a good match. It would be really nice to see the Inspiration and do almost like a callback and then have them on NXT. But I'm gonna go with Inspiration.
Said, who do you have winning?
I got Fatal Influence.
Will?
I'm gonna say the Inspiration. Just I want to see it happen.
Victoria?
I love Inspiration. I gotta give it to him. It's completely biased. I think Fatal Influence will retain, but I just love them. I would love to see a run with them and what they could do with them.
Mm-hmm.
And Dylan, it was not by accident. I didn't mean to live off the real Australians because I do like the inspiration. But I'm going to have to go with Fatal Influence on this one. If they really want to be a threat to both sides, this would really be an opportunity for them to get the belts. And also with the fact, too, they are meeting with all 3 members of Ash by Elegance on Tuesday on NXT. So that could also add another layer to that. So I'm picking Fatal Influence to win the belts.
Okay.
But that wrapped up TNA Emergence. It's all happening tonight in Charm City, Baltimore, Maryland. And we do have another event that's happening tomorrow with AAA. And we get to do both predictions. And looky, I started off with this match.
And we also will be having a watch along and post show, so definitely keep it locked.
So,
before we do that, let's Sid has to go back into the streets, so let him he doesn't or does want to be found.
The alias.
That's about to pound the streets.
This is okay. All right. That is going to get deleted. While I'm here, because I don't care about anything else on this card except what you see on the screen before you. My client, Miss Lola Vice, will steal AAA Mania. She will steal the show. She's the most important part of that brand going. She will be victorious with the Iguana Man and the other gentleman. But you'll catch me around these. I thought that was fair to say. I don't know his name. I thought that was fair to say. You blew up my spot by exposing me there.
yes.
I don't want to be found. Maybe you'll see me on Monday. Maybe there'll be a post show. If TK, you know what you have to do. You have to, the free trial is up. So you can find me
when I saw you on Sunday, bro. What are you talking about? I'm giving this is now extortion. This is what it is, and I'm going to call it what it. Yes,
extortion is a very ugly word around these parts. I just like to be paid my fair wage. That's all.
Woo! You've been getting paid your fair wage.
I can't tell. I can't tell. Before I go, there has to be story time about that day. The councilman was there with the gentleman who I have to know the origins of this name because this is a family show. I will not repeat the name, but I'll just call the man Young CT. And I have to know what the origins of this relationship with Miss Trinidad.
You know who we talking about.
Got that name.
You know who we talking about. The one you taught to podcast, as he stated.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
The podcast.
So
boy.
He wore all you know what he had on his stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, Young Camel Toe. Okay, that's the homie.
Oh yeah, you said it. You said it. This a PG-13 show. You said it.
Oh my gosh, y'all. That's the homies from AfterBuzz. All my AfterBuzz folks, if you really followed me beyond wrestling, I did a bunch of different shows. There was his real name is Emmanuel. He was on a lot of shows with me.
Let's call him Emmanuel from now on.
Away from his name. Wow. I was dumb. He was not like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm gonna call him that from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would still like to know the story of that though.
I want to know how he landed on that.
And stuck with it. It's like, yo, this me now.
Yeah.
This is me.
That is a good question. I don't know. That is a good question. I have no idea. That's just, you say it with enough conviction, then everybody else buys into it.
I can't wait to hear that on Good Morning America. We got Young He's going to tell us about some of the great recipes he's found. Like, what?
He's on. He's actually on. Is it No Jumper? He's on. He's on one of their podcasts.
That name fits there.
Yeah.
Very much so on No Jumper. That he is exactly where he needs to be.
There it is.
But I can't wait to see him on Good Morning America. I am looking forward to that. You go, Young. You go.
Young CT. Emmanuel. That's a biblical name. We'll call you that.
Hilarious.
That's hilarious. Did everybody pick in this match?
No,
Oh.
we were letting Ced get back to the streets.
Yeah, I'm out. I'll leave you with this. I'll be around Monday. Until next time, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. In what capacity? Who knows?
The required capacity, just depends. If I get my ends, I deliver.
You have got your ends though.
Have I?
Yes, you have.
I don't know. Said is the answer on the socials. I do content every now and then.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Kayfabe crew. Shout out to CEO Wednesdays. I'll be there too. Mayor Night Smackdowns as well. I do it all.
Yeah,
You're on that Jacob plan.
Yeah.
You get paid, but you just don't show up.
Yeah, because it's like if you are my age group, we used to have anytime minutes. So anytime TK pays, Cedric shows up. That's the arrangement we have.
Wow.
That's fair.
Yeah, you got to put the change in the payphone. You got to for it to work.
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll let Ced get to the streets, but we also need to let Victoria go as well. See you later, Ced. Enjoy the streets. Keep it safe.
Always consensually protected.
Like, get off. Like,
You can't go after that. You just can't.
I picked Lola and them. Let's
Lola and them.
Yeah, Lola and them. Yeah, Lola.
I'll pick Lola, Mr. Iguana, and Nino Hamburguesa.
That's
He
his
looks
name.
like his name, Nino. That fits. That fits.
Victoria has to pop off as well.
I do. So I'm popping off. I just love Mr. Iguana. So let's just go with him. And also before I leave, because I won't get to say, I just love Natty Neidhart so much, and she needs to win. So please, I don't care if it's at this show, but she needs to win coming up. That's all I have to say. But I will see you all probably sometime this weekend.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
That was my first time on with her, so I wasn't gonna do her like that with the Natty. I'm gonna let her have her moment.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Well, we have the AAA Tag Team Championship match in the street fight. Angel and Berto taking on Pagano and Psycho Clown.
Man, I got Insane Clown Posse winning this. That's what I got.
They do remind you of Insane Clown Posse. Oh my god.
That's a compliment. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm giving them.
But it's a good compliment. It's a good one, not a bad.
You ain't messed with the Insane Clown Posse. I don't know what to tell you then, because that was time.
Oh my god. TK.
Let's see. Dang, I think I'll side with Will. I'll side with Will.
Question. Just, I don't want to do too much of a sidebar because I know we got to get to the Honey Night Smackdown.
Mm-hmm.
With the new AAA logo, do you think they introduce new titles tomorrow?
That's going to be interesting.
Because I could definitely see like Insane Clown Posse winning and then ushering in like the new wave of like the WWE stuff.
And I guess we'll see tomorrow because I mean I don't want to speak for you guys, but I don't know if you guys watch AAA on a regular because I don't. But I think the bigger question is if they have enough of a roster. If they do, like, you can introduce new stuff, but do they have enough of a roster to like carry it?
Well, the new design?
Oh, I thought you were talking about titles.
No. Like, I mean, like a new, like, because they got a new logo now for AAA.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like,
no.
Introduce the new design tag team titles is what I was saying.
Oh, yeah. I think that would be perfect because we saw what happened with the last AAA. What was that? Like 2 months ago?
Yeah,
like it broke YouTube as the most watched live event on YouTube. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna either be close to it or it's gonna be the same number or more around in and around
probably
that.
more.
So I think
the Triple Mania is big.
Yeah,
it's very big.
So I feel like that would be the perfect time. because now all eyes are on them.
And also some of the people that you have in AAA, they're gaining a lot of attraction. Mr. Iguana is attracting so much. Psycho Clown's attracting a lot. So you do have some stars that are getting a lot of traction.
Yeah, because you're seeing them. You're seeing the crossover.
Yes.
On you saw Mr. Iguana Man. Was it on the pay-per-view or was it on Raw?
Pay-per-view, SmackDown.
SmackDown.
Yeah.
He's been shown. I think he was in a match on SmackDown, as a matter of fact, too.
He was, and he was in the audience for SummerSlam. But
so yeah,
I think I'll go with Pagano and Psycho Clown. They deserve some belts. I don't see why not. It ain't gonna hurt.
And they've been showcasing them a lot too. So
yeah, I don't see why not. Now, this match in particular, a lot of people are gonna be tuning into this match. Will, who do you got winning?
Listen, if AAA wants to make this money and invest into the scumbag era and let the greatest luchador of all time, Dominic Mysterio, carry your brand as the AAA Mega Champion.
Yes,
the only way to go. The only way to go.
You know, it's really crazy because me and TK were talking about this Monday. I said Dom is going to get 2 belts this weekend. I just sensed it on Monday Night Raw. I said Dom is going to get 2 belts, especially with the fact too. Could you imagine him after on Raw carrying 2 belts, and then also it kind of plot thickens with the Judgment Day?
Yes, I can imagine it. I see the reality of it and all the potential, everything they gonna get with having him as their champion.
Yeah, I gotta go with Dom. I think Dom needs to get the belt.
And also, too, bring King go over to SmackDown. They can use him.
I think we're going to see a crossover in general with people from AAA into the main roster and even NXT. But yeah, I agree. I think Dom is going to get it because, I mean, you're the marketing person, Courtney. I think this marketing wise, it brings more eyes.
It does.
On regular programming, just like how people are watching TNA.
Yeah. And also with the fact too,
on regular program, they might be watching AAA as well.
And also with the fact too, with the AAA event that was unaired, he showed up out of nowhere and the fans went nuts.
And that clip went viral. Like that thing went like I know that thing sitting in the upper like double-digit millions when he came. That's what I'm saying. If you really want this to blow up, enter the scumbag era. Chicken tendies for everybody.
Chicken tendies for everybody. Oh my goodness.
Dom 2 belts.
You get some tendies. Everybody gets some tendies.
He revived the tendies. Hold on, did I? Oh, and this one too. So Natty will be in a triple threat match. And I'm not going to enunciate this because my Spanish is not that great, but G will be in a triple threat match. And do you think it's time for the boat to get some gold?
I mean, I feel like she's been making her rounds. She has to get some gold somewhere. It's not on where she is. I mean, they're allowing her to go to all these different promotions. I don't know if this is the promotion for her to get gold on because it just seems, a little off. But I feel like she needs to definitely get some gold somewhere else.
Is she considered a heel or is she like anti?
I would say more of like an anti-face, like an anti in a way. Because even then, the fans will go nuts for her when she does GCW. And even like on Raw. Because even though it's different than what she does like in Independent, she's still with Max and she's considered a babyface.
Okay. I as much as I want her to receive gold, I'm kind of on the same thing with TK. I don't know if this may be the right promotion for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like her to get some gold, but I don't know if it's gonna be here. I think it's just good showing like that representation, and then also having someone. I think the accolade of having the boat here is what makes it big. Like you're on the biggest Hispanic platform at basically their WrestleMania, and you're on this card. Like I think that just is a great add to the legacy that is the Hearts.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see Natty winning this. Also, with the fact too, because somewhere down the line she's going to face off against Becky for the intercontinental title. Because after what Bex did to Maxine, it looked like somewhere down the line those two are going to meet.
Does she got a match at Clash in Paris? Yeah.
Nope.
Maybe.
It's just a maybe. But those are the slides that I had for AAA because they only had a few slides for the WWE stars.
It's going to be a good show, and I cannot wait. We are having a watch along and post show. I believe it's tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, be there or be square.
Yep, big, and also happening not just on the top of the hour now with SmackDown, but TNA Emergence from Charm City.
That and SmackDown. Yeah, definitely check out our watch along with Honey. SmackDown is going to be happening in 15 minutes.
Yes. But is there anything you guys want to talk about or something that I missed? Anything?
I think you covered it all. You got it all.
Yeah. Let's go get ready for that SmackDown. Well, y'all get ready for SmackDown. I don't have cable. So.
You don't have Hulu?
They don't play that on Hulu.
Oh, they don't? Okay.
I
always watch the reruns, so maybe that's why I don't.
Yeah, they've been took that off of Hulu to just watch. You gotta have like the extension and stuff. And
yeah.
Oh, is it the live, or we'll talk about it offline?
Yeah.
Yep. They just trying to get us to get back to cable. I refuse.
Well, I mean, at this point, what you're paying for all these Peacock, Netflix, all this stuff, it's like you're paying more than what you used to pay for cable. It's crazy.
Sure. That is exactly, you are exactly right. All of these streaming services that I have to pay for eventually is adding up to cable. It's
I mean cable. I mean, at this point, and also with the fact too, with this new deal with ESPN,
that's another $60.
Yo, did y'all really let that sit in that Mickey Mouse owns WWE content?
I didn't even realize it until like you said it on kayfabe, and I was just like, huh?
Mickey Mouse. Like, how are they not in trouble for monopoly? Like, how are they not like being sued? Like, they have everything. They got ABC, they got Hulu, they got Marvel, they got Star Wars. Like, what's left? They make R-rated movies. Like, what else is left in the entertainment that this mouse don't own?
Oh, here's the question: if the mouse didn't own it, would they still be around?
WWE?
Well, not all the other things. Like,
oh
yeah, Disney will be around.
Yeah, Disney would be around. Marvel would definitely be around. Star Wars would definitely be around. The question is, would the mouse still be around if it didn't have this? And I don't think so. Because let's be honest, Disney ain't been putting out a lot of hits lately. It's been a lot of misses since they do.
So they're aligning with other brands to make their money.
Exactly. So imagine if that wasn't there, would Disney still be around? And the fact that Disneyland is laid on British soil, so they don't pay American taxes. So there's also that. I don't know if y'all knew that, but yeah.
Fun fact, y'all.
Yeah, that's something I never thought of. I never even heard.
Yep. There's a lot of land in America that's still owned by the British.
Well,
and you pay their taxes, not here. They got a house on one of those.
There it is.
Well, that's the fact that way to end a Friday here on WWT. And where can the people find you?
You can find me at the nearest school toy drive. You know, Councilman has to get his appearances in with his clients and stuff, and you know, it's back to school. We gotta be here for the communities, so you can catch me out there. You know, still out here on sabbatical. Work. You know, this economy is enduring, so I actually have to get up and go do work now. But I was glad to be able to hop on here and be able to be with y'all in the community again and watch TK look at 5 screens. So I've missed that so much.
Well,
The hustle's real, man. The hustle's real.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Boss lady, where can they find you? And also, do you want to tell the people of the new coffee that we have for Women's Wrestling Talk?
Yes, we definitely. Well, you can find me everywhere at TK Trinidad, doing all the things. Thank you, Victoria, for hanging out with us. I mean, I'm sure Will needs this. So you need a coffee that won't powerbomb your sleep schedule. Will. Savorista got you. It's a premium craft decaf and half caffeinated coffee blend with a bold flavor, no jitters at all, made from high altitude areca beans. I'm not a coffee drinker, y'all. Naturally decaffeinated with no harsh chemicals. There's bourbon pecan, decaf, minted mocha, all those things. So you can definitely use that with our code 25% off. So you go to savorista.com to get yours today. So Will, you need to check it out since you're working the 9 to 5.
I mean, I don't drink coffee, but I appreciate that.
You might need something because, you know.
I have my tea. I'll be out here in these streets, you know.
Out in the streets, eh? There it is.
Out on the streets, but that kind of.
Him and Will.
It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's a way to end up a week to make it laugh.
Fed's about to pound the streets.
This is. I'm like you. I'm out here hustling. I'm out here doing my entrepreneur stuff right now.
Well, the people can find me chirping sporadically on WWT in any way I can. Wednesdays, you know, it's Timeless Elite Wednesday. You do not want to miss next week because it's the final Dynamite before Forbidden Door, and they will be in Scotland next week. So we will be in Scotland. So get your kilts, get your pipe bags for everything else for a special edition of Timeless Elite Wednesday. Make sure to follow me on @CourtneyNJ11 because I just posted up a lot of content. As you know, Tuesday was my 1 year at WWT. Also, make sure to check out my interviews at WrestleCon with Indy Hartwell and Francine. They are officially posted on the channels, so make sure to check them out, like them any way you can. And your PR princess is busy as well because she's got a lot of stuff happening for the fall, and she's taking action in her own community. So TBD on that. Lots of stuff happening, and do want to give a shout out to everybody joining on this Friday edition. Boza, Christopher Sinclair, Maria, also, of course, our producer for the future, Dylan, for joining us as well. And yeah, we'll see you on Honey Night SmackDown. And thank you for joining Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a great evening and stay cool.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.